Hello there, everyone. It's your girl Tangi LLC. I am so happy to be able to speak with you just for a moment this beautiful Sunday evening. Um, I just have to say thank God for another day and thank God for a good portion of health and strength, being in a sound mind and body. I just want to talk to you guys just for a few minutes on the subject of self care. Now, in my job, I have been teaching a different series on self care, and I just wanted to share just a few moments with you on self care. And what that is about, self care has 8 different types of things that are geared towards your self care. And the first one is the physical aspect of self care. Now, it is very important. It's hot in here, guys, so don't mind me. But it is very important for us to take care of ourselves, take care of ourselves physically. Um, and it is, we do so much all the time in taking care of others. And we just have to take some time out sometime to take care of ourselves. And what I mean by that is the physical aspect that I want to address just for a few minutes is how do we eat? How do we exercise? How do we sleep? All of these 3 things encompass our physical aspect of self-care. Now, there's a lot of ways that we can take care of ourselves, but just for the day, I want us to focus in on our physical aspect involving dieting, exercising, and sleeping. It is very important that we try to get a decent portion of sleep every night. We really should try to get at least 6 to 8 hours, if that's possible, of rest. This helps our body. We are able to think clearer. We're able in the morning to be more energetic. We're able to function more effectively. All those things if we get the proper rest. You know, sometimes our health can go down just simply because we're not getting enough rest. Rest is very important to this body that God has blessed us with. And we can't take that for granted. If we continue to neglect to get the proper sleep, it will affect your thinking. It will affect your attitude, your behavior, and it will affect you being able to be productive. So it's very important for us to try to make that effort to get the sleep that we need at night when we go to bed, and make sure we go to bed at an early enough time where we have that span of time where we can get the rest that we need. Secondly, when it comes to being another physical aspect would be exercising. It is very important, family, that we stay active. Now, I'm not saying we got to go out of here and run like we running for a marathon. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying just practice being physically active. Getting up, walking around, even if you're at home. Walk around the block in your neighborhood. Do something to stay active. Don't just sit. Get into your house and maybe arrange your closet. Maybe wash your car. Maybe make sure that you make sure you keep your house clean. Different things can involve you physically doing something. The best physical exercise there is walking. Walking is the best type of physical exercise that you can do. And the reason why walking is the best is because everybody can walk. No matter what health condition you have, you're still able to walk. Even if you walk at a slow pace, getting out, exercising your body, moving around, not just sitting for somewhere for 8 hours a day or more, just sitting just before a tool watching television or on your computer or on your phone. Those things can be wear and tear even on your eyes if that's all you doing all day, every single day. So it's good to get out and just take a walk, just to think, just to work on your thought process, and you'll be amazed at some ideas that you can come up with, things that you can do when you just get out. If you're angry about something, usually you go take a walk, it can help you to put things in perspective. So walking is not only good really physically, but it can be good also mentally. And last but not least, what we eat. What are we eating? What are we putting into our bodies? Now, everybody don't diet. You don't have to diet. You can just cut back on things. You can just make sure that you're not eating so much starch, that you can cut back on your starches. And you can increase your vegetables and your fruit. And if you're a vegetarian, vegan, you can eat more nuts and lentils like beans and things like that as a meat substitute. You have to make sure that you get that protein into your diet. Everybody has to have a certain amount of protein, whether you're eating meat or not. And when you are vegan, you have to do research to make sure that you're getting the proper, because some people say, well, I don't want to eat meat, and eat meat is bad for you. Not all meat is bad for you. You can be selective in the type of meat that you put into your body. All meat is not bad for you. And any of it can be decent if you cut back on it, if it's how you prepare it. Like, for instance, pork. If pork is naturally high in salt content, a lot of it is. So you don't need a lot of seasoning on pork, health-wise, to be able to enjoy some pork from time to time, but just not eat large quantities of it. Because if you have a high blood pressure, that can be challenging. Also, red meat, like your steaks and your beef and those type of things, you have to be careful with. Red meat is very hard to digest. So you don't want to eat it in big quantities. You want to eat a small portion of red meat. If you're going to eat meat at all, you just need to cut back on some of the things. Like chicken and fish is much better for you than the red meats and the porks and things. But can you eat it at all? Yes, you can eat it all in moderation. You got to understand what moderation means. It should be only so a small size portion in the run of a whole day. You should have a lot more fruit and vegetable over the period of time in the day than you do the meats and the starches. They should be smaller. On your plate, for instance, for example, on your plate, your vegetable area should be a lot larger than your meat and your starch. Can you eat starch at all? Yes, but you got to eat a small portion of starch. It should not be excessive amounts. And when you're a vegetarian, that can be your problem. Even though you may not be eating a lot of meat, which doesn't automatically mean that you're eating healthier. You have to do some research to find out what is a good portion for you to eat a day in starch, and how you prepare your food in general. And so that's something that you definitely have to challenge yourself on, because you're not eating meat, so you eat meat substitute. Now, beans are pretty good, but when you start cocking in those pastas and those potatoes and those rice, you got to be careful with. Okay? But all in all, just take better care of yourself. Be more concerned about what you're putting in your system. Be more concerned about how active you are. Be more concerned about the amount of rest that you're getting. And everything else will help overall for your health, for you to be a healthier individual. And so that is my take today on your self-care involving the physical aspect. Next time, I will be talking about a different aspect of self care. So just remember to take care of yourself and to be more active, proactive, and concerned about these things. And try to make better choices and put better practices into your day to day routine, in your day to day life. But until next time, you be blessed. Mwah.